What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome to the Welsh Way here with Aberystwyth Town. So we're exactly halfway through the season. We have played 16 league games. We've entered every single cup competition as well. So we're going to jump into some transfers. I'm going to talk about a few things. So transfer history, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but we brought in Adam Davis. I'm going to say it anyway just because I can't remember. Right back, 23 years of age. He's very, very good according to his report. His stats as well, compared to our others, are very nice, quite high. Would like to see more 10s across the board, but the quality of player in our league doesn't, supply that, and the fact we're a semi-pro club and all that stuff doesn't mean we can get players like that. So overall, Adam Davis is a very nice player. Coming in from Port Talbot, didn't really play well for them in the past 2 years, was part of the team that won the league with Bala, and, beat us in the cup final with Port Talbot. So he's got experience of winning cup competitions. And overall this year he's played, extremely well. So I think this is going to be a very, very good signing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on a few outs here. So I think you know about the top 6. So I'm going to go from that point down. So Dylan Allen is on loan to Ryle. Now this guy's a young left attacking mid / left mid. So, of course I put him off a loan list and Ryle come in and they said, if you let us have him, he'll be a key player in our side. So he's gone on to Ryle of the Welsh Premier League and has played 11 games so far this season. So, he's playing a lot of first team football, and the same thing with Hugh Hughes here. Airbus UK, he's gone down on loan. Was at loan at Ryle last year, didn't have a great season. Again, he's at Airbus playing first team football, not exactly enjoying, playing well. But to me, that's not a main concern. As long as he's getting first team football, that will overall help his stats improve. And then, maybe he'll return and play in the first team. He's not exactly got a great report on him. So I doubt he'll ever make a huge impact in the side. But maybe we can sell him on for a bit of profit. I don't know. But overall, at least he's out getting first team football. And they're paying his £5 a week as well. So I don't really care. I'm not paying any of his wages. It's up to them whether they play him or not. These two, Sion Jones and Stephen Lewis, have both gone on loan to teams in the non-league. Collins Quarry were in the Premier League a few years back. I think last year maybe they were in the league, in the Welsh Premier League, but I don't remember. But yeah, they've both gone on loan and they'll both be joining in January on a permanent basis. Not really, seen Sion Jones becoming anything in the future. His report has, declined massively. That's why he's ended up joining a team in the lower divisions on loan, because he just doesn't possess the quality. I think he may have played for us. No, he didn't. Sorry, I think of a different player, but yeah, he's doing alright on there, so I don't really care anymore. He's moving on to a different club. And the same with Stephen Lewis. He'll be moving to Connors Quarry in the future. Right back, Young. Again, didn't really see much of him playing in the future. We've got a lot better youth players coming in now, so them two have gone out. Colin Hughes, a centre mid. He was going to be our, I think, 4th choice centre mid this season, but Afin Lido stepped in and said, if you let us have him, he'll play first team football pretty much week in, week out. So I said, of course I'm going to let him go out on loan. And he's playing first team football. He's played 13 appearances so far, scored 3 goals, 2 assists, and playing decently well on his average match ratings as well. So, way more first team football than he was going to get here, and he's playing in our same league as well. So we've got quality of players now where our youth intake can come in, not be good enough for our starting 11, but be good enough for other teams' starting 11 in our league. So we possess some great players in our side, and we've got great players coming through our ranks. Elsewhere, Kendrick, he was released. He moaned that he wasn't getting enough first team football. I thought, fine, you can leave them. So he was released on a free. He was on a non-contract basis here anyway, so there was no compensation or anything. Nicky Morgan has gone out to our feeder club on loan just to get first team football. He's a left wing back. We don't play them, so I don't really mind loaning him out. Playing well though there. And the last guy we loaned out was Luke Edge, Bala. An amazing potential ahead of him, Luke Edge. Very good report, very good current ability report, and very good potential report. So he's gone out loan on Bala. He's not playing a lot of first team football, but he's playing a bit. There's 3 more appearances than I think he would have gotten here. And again, decently well. Hopefully he'll get a few more games for Bala. I'll probably have to speak to the manager and try and get him to play him a few more times. But overall, good to see that we're loaning out a lot of our youngsters and they're playing first team football, which is important for their development. So that's it for the transfers. You see, we don't really make much action inwards because I feel the squad is just, we develop from within. We just get them youth players in, we play them in the first team, we get them up to a certain age, and then, another set of good youth players come in, we play that. It's just, we don't need to sign anyone because we just have a good income from our own youth system. Which is an incredible thing to be able to do, and it means that all of our team is pretty much Welsh with the exception of a few, I think. Actually, no, I think everyone in our squad is Welsh. I'll have a look at that in a second. But yeah, we are doing exactly what I wanted to do, which was create a squad predominantly of Welsh players, and ours is all Welsh players, and we're playing very well, and we are dominating the league. 16 games played, 13 games won, 3 drawn, 0 losses, top of the table, undefeated all season long, best defence in the league, best attack in the league, best goal difference, highest points tally, only dropped 6 points all season. We are playing incredibly. There is no one able to match us and TNS yet again. Bangor City, Bala and Airbus trying to pull up a fight, but they're some points margin off us and TNS, and we're able to be above TNS. We managed to beat them away from home this season. I'll go into that fixture, of course, in a second. But the fact that we managed to beat them, we managed to go above them. They've lost 2 games. I think they lost to Bala or Bangor afterwards, or maybe even lost to Presterton. I don't actually remember. But we've been unbeatable this season. We've been unmatchable by anyone. You know, we've been held a few times for a draw, obviously, but the fact that no one can beat us is an incredible thing. We've played everyone once. In fact, we've played everyone. We've played a few teams more than once, I think. Yeah, we've played a few teams more than once. So the fact that we're doing as well as we are is what I feel we should have done last season. We should have won the lead last season. We didn't. We look on course to do it this year. It's ours for the losing, which means, you know, if we make the mistake, it's only our fault that we lose the title. And it's a lot of pressure. Our squad is very young. When we played TNS and beat them, the report said it's experience versus youth, and we're the youth team. You know, we have got such a young average age in our squad. Pretty much every time we do something good, you know, every time we go another game undefeated, they bring up the point that we've got young players. Our centre-backs, our defenders aren't good enough. I mean, I've got that a lot of time in the past, but we have a lot of youngsters in the squad, of youth players as our backup defenders, and they say they're not good enough. Our squad depth isn't good enough, but I think it is. And I think every player in our team can, you know, go on and win the league for us, and there's no reason, again, like I say, why we shouldn't. So we'll go into our fixtures and then we'll have a look now, and, you know, you'll see the incredible run we've gone on. So, you know about the Euro League, we lost there. Friendlies, we played one against Monaco, they arranged it for us, they came to our stadium and played us, so that was very nice. The team they played, I don't actually remember the team they played there. Martinho, Tim Krul, maybe is Diego Reyes a good player? I don't see many recognisable names from my eyes, but maybe you guys do. But it's still incredible that for them to come here and us to draw against them. We faced Blackburn as well. Look at that, 3,000 people packed into our stadium. That brought in some nice funds as well, so that was nice there. But then moving on to the league. So first game of the season, we drew 0-0. Disappointed because Bangor City got a player sent off. We dominated the game. We just couldn't find the back of the net. And this wasn't good because our strikers were still on their goal drought, which I mentioned last episode. Which, you know, it was pretty nervy for me because normally the first game of the season gives you a good indication of how you're going to start the year. And the fact that we struggled to find a goal, it really led me to doubt my strikers. And I was thinking, oh, maybe we'll have a bad year this year. Maybe we won't be in a title race. Maybe we'll just be battling for Europe. But my doubts were put to rest in the next game when we won 4-1 against Carmarthen. David Hislop ending his goal drought, Eddie Hislop ending his goal drought, as we picked up 4 against an easy Carmarthen team away from home. So nice victory there. Following that, we beat Preston 2-0, David Hislop with a double. Then we got our second draw of the season against Bala, away from home. Now, Bala is still a tough team. I mean, okay, they haven't been in the title race for the past 3 seasons, really. You know, since the fact they won the division title, they haven't really looked likely to win it again. But still, they're a tough team. Away from home, they're going to be a tricky team to try and defeat. And Eddie Hislop did pick up 2, but they scored a goal very early on and very late on to earn themselves a draw. We'll actually look into it because it's one of them rare games we drop points. Look at that, they scored a goal very early on, very late on, to actually earn themselves a point. So I want to disappoint at this stage, but TNS went 8 games at the start of the season, undefeated, 100% record. They hadn't lost or drawn a game. So for us to drop points here, it meant we were going to fall behind them a little bit further, and that wasn't a good point for me. That wasn't, you know, on another day I would have gone, oh, maybe that was a good point to pick up. Bala are a tough team, but at that stage in the season I thought, oh no, we've dropped more points. We're going to be even further behind in the title race. But we went on a good run of form. We went a long game without dropping any more points, beating the newly promoted teams. I don't know how to say that, so I'm going to butcher it. Kares was, I have no idea. Huge apologies for that. I'm just not even going to attempt to say it. But we beat them 5-0. Easy, dominant victory. We beat Affin Lido 2-0. Ryden Davis and Walters scoring there. And we beat Airbus 3-1 in the league. So, you know, another Davis double and an Eddie Hislop goal. Then we entered the Cup. the Welsh League Cup. We beat Haverfordwest 1-0. They're a non-league team. They aren't in our division, I should say, anyway. They're not exactly a non-league team. We beat them 1-0. Eddie Hislop's only goal of the game, providing the difference there. And then we beat Ryle as well, 2-1, leading up to the first big game of the season, TNS. Now, at this point, like I say, TNS were 8 games played, 8 games won. I felt like I was the only team that was going to be able to try and stop them in their rampage of this league season. And we did it in an amazing style. So, going to TNS away from home is always a difficult game. You know, we are rivals, we are title rivals, we are historical rivals, we're competition rivals. This game, it was massive. Like I say, I felt like we were the only team that were going to be able to try and stop them, or going to be the only team that would have the ability to try and disrupt their morale and maybe allow them after this game to sort of snowball and lose and drop a few more points. And it started off great. Stuart Watts, 17 years of age, centre mid, scoring in the 13th minute, giving us a 1-0 lead. And then they got a man sent off, which was, again, great. It meant they were down to 10 men, we had the lead, we had a firm grip on the game. And then once David Hislop, had scored again, I felt the game was won from us. We were 2-0 up, they were down to 10 men, I felt the game was dead and buried. But they scored, they got one back, and it was risky times again. It was easy for them to just go and score another goal. All it took was one shot, all it took was 1 minute. But we held out, we defended for our hearts, you know, we defended very well. Going forward, we looked threatening more times than them. We had a lot of possession, as you can see. Despite a man getting sent off in Darius Waters, we did eventually score yet again in the 90th minute as they were throwing bodies forward, trying to get their equalising goal. David Hislop from a counter-attack was able to find the third. So, great victory, and like I say, it was monumental that we could win this game. And, you know, it really was important to our season. Following that, we faced Athenlido 1-2-1 in the Welsh League Cup. Quarter-final, third round, they called it quarter-final. With Eddie Hislop and Matthew Noble scoring to give us a win, a very tight win. After that, we faced Kevin Droods and we won 5-1 with Alan Fraser, Eddie Hislop, David Hislop hat-trick, providing us with a easy and comfortable win there. Then we went into another game where we dropped points. We drew 2-2 with Port Talbot. So again, interesting game. Port Talbot play a very difficult formation for my one to break down. I play a flat 4-4-2 in the league, of course I always do, but Port Talbot were playing I think they were playing a 3-5-2, I think they were playing a 3-5-2, and for me, that tactic is very hard to try and control with a 4-4-2. You just get outnumbered in midfield, and you get outnumbered in defence, because their midfielders, of course, bombing forward. They end up having about 4-5-6 in the attack, and against your 4-5 defenders and midfielders, it just is very hard to try and control, and that's why we ended up conceding 2 goals, and that's why we ended up only managing a draw very late on with a Stephen Price in the 92nd minute. So that was a very, very difficult game, and overall I was happy to pick up a point there. I thought we were going to lose that undefeated streak. Then we entered the Welsh Cup, 1-4-1 against a non-league team, so easy standard victory. Beat Port Talbot in extra time at the Premier League Cup semi-final, which means we will be in another Premier League Cup final. TJ Niang scored after we took the lead with Chris Venables. That forced us to go into extra time. At the end of the first half of extra time, they got a man sent off in the shape of Liam McCresh. Where's he from? I don't know. I thought that was a Scottish name. Anyway, yeah, so, he got himself sent off in the first half of extra time. We were both knackered. We both had very tired players on the field of play. So that opened the game up massively for us, and we felt there was a lot of gaps then in the team. And that allowed David Hislop to find the back of the net 2 times in 10 minutes. Very easy victory at the end. We made it difficult for ourselves, but at the end of the day, we managed to pick up a very nice victory, and that pushed us through to another, like I say, Premier League Cup final. And then, to wrap up our, update, we beat Bangor City 4-2. Johnson own goal, Hislop brothers scoring, and Venables as well. Beat Carmarthen 4-0, another easy victory with a Hislop hat-trick. Beat Preston 4-1 in a TV match. Again, just easy dominant match. Played Haverfordwest in a friendly just to pick up a bit of money. Beat Bala 3-1. Again, easy win. David Hislop getting on the score sheet. And then the game I played as of today, we beat Athenlido 1-0 with Eddie Hislop's goal being enough to earn us all 3 points. So in the Cups, we'll be playing TNS in the Welsh Cup 4th round and TNS in the Premier League Cup final. So it's going to be interesting, interesting to see how this season goes, because of course, to play TNS very early in this cup competition is difficult for us. It's away from home as well, which makes it a little bit harder. We did beat them, of course, earlier on in the season, but TNS are always difficult, so I wonder if we're going to be able to progress through there. Welsh Cup final, TNS again. It's going to be a difficult match. Hopefully we can get a little bit of revenge though, and we're still on track to really win a treble. If we can beat TNS twice more, well, not twice more, if we can beat TNS 4 more times here in these 2 games and maybe 1 more in the split, we've definitely won this league title, and and a treble whilst at it, because really TNS are the only teams in these competitions that can really trouble us. Elsewhere, we may have a dodgy game, we may lose a game, but it's a lot more likely we'll lose against TNS than someone like Airbus UK. So, what should we do now? We'll go into our squad, we'll have a look. So, this is what I'm called my normal starting 11 with quotation marks for, this season so far, because, well, Stephen Price wouldn't really be in the team, he didn't play in the last match either. But this is what I call my normal team. So, as you can see, we play a 16-year-old goalkeeper, Terry Whitehouse. Now, I did sign Idzi, and I did say in the last episode I wasn't sure who was going to be my first choice goalkeeper. But, Idzi as well did play the first few games of the season, but I decided why? Why give a player that will probably play for us for a few years and then, move on, retire, when I can just play Terry Whitehouse, give him a go, 16 years of age. He's not playing badly either. I mean, 4 clean sheets, 12 goals conceded. That isn't a terrible record for a 16-year-old, and pretty good average match rating, and he's not made any mistakes really. So I am more than happy to play him in my team, and I don't see the point. And I'm actually trying to look to get rid of Idzi, because to me he's just wasting a wage budget, wasting £250 a week. Elsewhere, Adam Davis has slotted into this team very comfortably. Wouldn't have noticed if he was a new player or not. He's just so comfortable and getting a lot of good games as well played. My 2 centre-backs, position I was worried about. We didn't really have a senior centre-back, and Matthew Noble and Hamilton Davis in the past have been very inconsistent. But this year they have stepped up. They've played very, very well. Matthew Noble keeping out his brother Gareth in the position as well. Alad Fraser. Now this guy has been incredible this year. Again, 16 years of age. Could have played or could have looked to have signed a different left back, but I wanted to give him his go, and it's paid off amazingly for me. So far this year in the league alone, he's scored, and in that goal he became our youngest ever goal scorer in the club, and he's picked up 5 assists. His average match rating is incredible. 16 years of age, a lot of pressure for a player, and during the match when it shows you their body language, I don't think it's ever said once he looks nervous. I mean, occasionally he says he looks anxious and things like that, but normally at that time a lot of our other players are as well, including our senior players. So, he just seems to be an amazing player, and a player that, can just play at really any level in this Welsh league, obviously. I don't mean in the Premier League, I'm pretty sure he'd struggle there. Stephen Price, again, 17 years of age, in his first real full season for us, because in the past he's been a backup player, not really played a lot. He's taken everything in his stride. Of course, scoring them 2 goals, earning us that draw earlier on, 5 assists, a player of the match performance as well. A great average match rating, 17 years of age. You wouldn't really notice he was out of place, and you wouldn't really notice that he was 17 the way he plays in the games. Very consistent and dominant performer. Exactly the same thing with Stuart Watts. Absolute beast so far this season. I'm expecting a few less bookings in the future though, because you can see 1 yellow card away from a suspension. He just seems to get booked a little bit too much, but hopefully that will be something he will grow out of. Venables has been great, as always this year. Ryan Davis, again, defies all logic of his ability rating and continues to be the top assist performer in the league and our side as well. And up front, we've got the Hislop brothers, of course, performing outstandingly. At the start of the year, of course, with their goal drought, I weren't really sure if I was going to play with them as a partnership for too long, but they've stepped up incredibly well, especially Eddie Hislop in his first full season. Well, his first, real season of consistent first team football, and he's scoring a lot of goals, and he's demonstrating why. In fact, I probably should have played him last season. I probably should have given him his chance then. But the brothers are linking up well. They're getting a lot of assists, a lot of goals, and probably the best strike force in the league this year. So that's the team. The tactic is the same, so I don't really feel the need to show you that. Team stats, of course, we have the best form, best games won in a row record. See the least, scored the most, all of that stuff pretty much. But player-wise, David Hislop is the top goal scorer in the league with Greg Drapper. David Hislop is the top average performer with an 8.07 average match rating. Absolute beast this season, 20 years of age. No longer captain my team, actually, I don't think I mentioned that. No longer captain. That's been passed on to Venables just because, start of the season when they tell you about it, your assistant manager, he puts them in order of, best suitable, and Venables as top, so I thought, you know what, I'll give Venables a captaincy for a few more years. He'll probably retire soon. Then it will return back to David Hislop. What else? Assists, of course, like I said, Ryan Davis is top of that. No one can really match him there. Man of the Match award, David Hislop running away with it. He's actually tipped, he's actually expected to win the Welsh Young Player of the Year award. He's really expected. A lot of the press clippings of him saying, highly expected to win it, highly expected to win it. In the past, he's been runner-up, and I think he finished third place as well. So hopefully he'll win that this year, and that will enable his value to shoot up. Maybe we can sell him on for a bit of profit, because although he's a great player, we're constantly bringing new youth players every year, so I doubt he'll be missed for too long. But if not, he's going to continue scoring goals at this level for fun. And distance covered, Ryan Davis runs up and down like a madman. So we're going to awards, and then I'll go into finance, and I think we'll wrap this episode up. So Player of the Month, David Hislop has picked it up twice, and Eddie Hislop has been third on one occasion, and Stephen Price has been second on one occasion as well. Manager of the Month, I've picked it up twice in the months just gone by, and came third and second in the previous 2 months before that. And Team of the Month, we'll have a look at that for this month. Terry Whitehouse, Hamilton Davis, Matthew Noble, Stephen Price, Chris Venables, Ryan Davis, and David Hislop. It's pretty consistent for the monthly team. Very good to see Whitehouse is in there. He's been playing very well this year. Like I say, for a 16-year-old keeper, I expected a few mistakes, and I've not seen one so far. But overall, it's good to see that our teams pretty much dominate these Player of the Month things now. It's us and TNS all the way through. So, like I said, we're going to our finances, and I think we'll wrap this up. So financially, we're doing alright. We're not losing too much money per month. It's around 14 to 20k a month we lose. So we should be doing alright there. We should stay in a positive balance come the end of the season. And one other thing quickly, actually, we managed to get our youth facilities upgraded. So it officially came through. Actually, no, has it? I thought it was poor before. I don't think maybe it has. Well, that'll be coming through in the next few days, so sadly you missed out that, but that'll be updated by next episode. So, yeah, things are going very, very well here. Nothing really going to change. We're going into January, but I don't think I'll sign anyone. I'll probably just have to fight to keep a few players on non-contract basis, and for these guys on non-contract, like Eddie Hislop and Ryan Davis, every time I go to offer them a deal, they don't actually want, a wage. They always want a non-contract basis thing, so I don't see why I should really upgrade himself for that, because there's no security there. So I just keep them on their same contract basis. There's no real point to change it, because they'll probably ask for more appearance fee, goals fee, things like that. So I would like to sign them down to a proper deal with a proper wage and a proper contract, expiry date and things like that, but I just don't seem to want it, and I don't really want to fiddle around with too much, because I'll probably offer them too much wage then, and my wage budget will be all out of control, and while my wage budget is small, I might as well keep it the same. That's my thinking there. So, this will be it for now, guys. This is it. Bit of a long update. Hopefully it's not too long, actually. I don't know how long the time is I've been doing this for, but I've gone over a lot of things. We're doing very well, undefeated. Hopefully we can have an undefeated season. That would be incredible, but I highly doubt it. We've still got to play TNS a few more times. So, yeah, next time I'll see you back will be the end of the season. Hopefully we'll have some good news. Maybe it'll even be actually a Welsh Cup final, if we manage to get there. Maybe hopefully a treble as well. So, until then, guys, whenever that may be, peace out.